You know, when I was a kid, I'm pretty sure I was taught to add and subtract numbers by just lining them up from the rightmost digit to the left and then just going for it. Weirdly enough, that's not really how we do it. And you're probably thinking, yeah, it is, but I'm telling you, no, it isn't. What we really do is line up numbers by place value. Now, when you're only dealing with whole numbers, you just don't even notice that. But you will notice it when you deal with numbers that have decimal values in them. For instance, here we have 9/10, and we want to add 6/100 to it. Now, if I follow my old way of thinking, that would mean that I would have kind of this 9/10, and then I would take this, and then the zip, and then there'd be some kind of zero over here. And here's the thing, that's like totally not going to work, because then I'm saying, oh, I'm going to add 9/10, and then I'm going to add 6/100 to it. But tenths and hundredths are two different sized chunks. That's like adding inches to centimeters. What do you have at the end? Inchimeters, centiches. It's just not going to work. So let's think of this in terms of a place value chart. Oh, look, there's a place value chart. I'm going to just put my two values in here. There's my 9/10, and right underneath it, I'm going to put in my 6/100. Now, I'm seeing something a little different. If I think of it like money, what I'm really saying is, oh, I've got 9 dimes and 6 pennies. Oh, well, I can add 9 dimes and 6 pennies, but I have to have the dimes, in the dimes place and the pennies in the pennies place. Or, as we like to say in larger math circles, the tenths in the tenths place and the hundredths in the hundredths place. Now everything's lined up by place value. One easy way to do this is to take your decimals from your decimal numbers and put those in place first, and then include your digits where they belong. From this point onward, it's as simple as this. Drop that decimal because the decimal's still going to clearly be in this sum, and then add things up. You might be thinking, but 6 plus what? Well, there's no hundredths in that number. If I want to, I can put in a little place value holding 0, 9 plus 0, and just for a nice clear mathematical number, I'm going to put a 0 in the ones place to show, hey, this number is 96/100. There's the sum for you. Line it up by place value. So that's addition. It's going to work out to be the same kind of thing in subtraction. So don't get ahead of yourself, because again, there was a time when I might have thought, oh, well, of course I'm going to line it up like this. But I got to tell you, if I have $6.07 and I take away $4, this is not going to get me an answer that makes any sense at all. So again, I want to think about place value. My first number here, my greater number is 6 7/100. My lesser number, I've got 4, and that 4 isn't a decimal at all, just 4 ones. So, here's where things get what we might think of as counterintuitive from what we learn as very young children about how to line up numbers for addition and subtraction. But it's not really. It's just maybe like me, it wasn't explained very well to you, or maybe you've got this figured out already. When I line up digits that have decimals in them for addition or subtraction, again, I line them up by place value. The ones places get lined up together, and I know it can look kind of weird. So you might be it might make you even feel a little uncomfortable. So don't be afraid to put in some place value holders. Did we change the value of the 4 by putting a decimal and 2 zeros after it? Nope, it's still just 4 ones. All we've done is maybe make it look a little more similar to what we are accustomed to. From here on out, it's going to work very much like whole number subtraction. I'm still going to have this decimal here because over here I have 7/100 take away no hundredths is 7. And 0 take away 0 in any place value still leaves you with 0. 6 minus 4 is 2. So we have a difference of 2 and 7/10. Well, that's a very big difference from what you might have done if you'd lined the numbers up sort of in that old school thinking. Remember, place value, and just in case you forgot, place value is what matters when you're adding and subtracting with decimal numbers.